How's it going,
Okay.
everybody? Thanks
Hey,
for
Hi
everyone.
everyone.
joining us on our stream. Um, a week of withdrawals. I'm sure everybody is going over their DTs at the moment. Um, but we have been hard at work doing a lot of different things to, a lot of suggestions, a lot of bug fixes, a lot of cleanup. Um, Ala's been doing a lot of things as well as I have on the back end. I guess we can start going through you know, kind of the things that we've been doing. I did fix the trade counselor. Um, he's been tested and works pretty well, both in the city you're in and in all other cities. I did a lot of work on the, building counselor as well, and the troop counselor to make sure they work when people are offline and that they also work with items. So I know that was something people were having issues with. Um, I went through and fixed a lot of the reports. Uh, this runs really slow when I'm streaming. So like the siege cancels, which always worked. As you can see, I put in a little highlight that shows the current report you're looking at. But like some of the ones that people couldn't see were like the abandoned reports. So abandoned reports are now in. They work correctly. And the dungeons also, I did a lot of work on those to make sure that they're working correctly and that they abandon. And like here's an abandoned one that I was hitting earlier.
Sounds great.
Somewhere around here. So you can't send it an abandoned dungeon anymore. So that should fix a lot of that up. Can you not hear me?
Ninja Chicken says he can hear you.
He doesn't count.
Indy says she can hear.
Oh.
So if you can't hear us, guys, refresh the
Or
stream.
turn up the volume. I just did a little check there. I am able to hear, but I needed to turn up a bit.
Yeah, turn your volume off mute.
Can people hear us? Yes, I'm not underwater today. I'm on a different device. I'm on my phone rather than my laptop today. Hooray!
She actually remembered that we were having a stream, and so she wasn't swimming when we started.
Yep.
Let's think what else we did. Yeah, the reports. So now the abandoned and the canceled raid report show. Ala, completely, you can talk more about it if you want, and I'll show it, about your build menus and...
Oh yeah, so the build queue and enlistment queue were the last like queue commands that I hadn't prettied up yet, so I did those. So they're now blue and have little pictures beside them, and you can actually read the writing, which is good. I don't know, what else have I been doing?
You did that on troops as well?
Yeah, on the enlistment queue as well. Enlist something there so we can see.
It's definitely easier to read.
Yeah, you can read it from here even.
Yeah. And it's just prettier.
Yes, I think so. What else? I think, yeah, we're working on getting sort in. It's not in yet, but I think we will have that before beta. So that
Yay.
you can drag and drop your build queue items and rearrange them.
Yeah, what did I put sort in for?
City groups. Oh, city groups. Yeah,
Oh,
talk
I
about
did
that.
do city groups.
We've been busy.
Yeah, we have been busy. I forgot about all this stuff. We do now have city groups, as you can see, although my browser is running extremely slow, considering that I'm streaming and doing this. We now have city groups, so you can create city groups and choose which cities go in each one, kind of organization. We also have the notes, as you can see. The notes on this one is TWW, which makes absolutely no sense, but it's just kind of a test. and this one has name next to it. We do have, see, so you can see on the remarks, and the city notes now saved too.
Yay!
And then you can go to the add to the list, and you have your list of all your city groups, and if you want to manage your list. Slow. You can just create a new one. So if you want to create, new list, and then click create, then it adds it on here. And then if you want to change the order, you just kind of drag it and drop it. Although at this rate, yeah, there it goes. So now it's in this new order. So then you save this list order.
So awesome.
Very, very cool. I love it. And the charisma tooltip's in now too. Don't forget that.
Let's see if it updated, which it should have, but it didn't because it's slow. There it goes. So as you can see, it's now in the order that I put it in, and in your new list group. And then if you want to add this city to the new list group, you just go here and you click new list. Eventually, yeah. I'm just going to start talking slower.
Yeah.
And then your city should now be in the new list group. So it all works perfectly.
Awesome.
Slow motion Gordy.
The city layout does work with the new Crown of the Gods op site, which is up with our graphics, which is pretty cool. So no longer do we have to use ancient game op sites.
Yeah.
We did put the pictures in for items, which I think we showed last week, but all items now work. All the speed up enhancements work, so for troops and for trades. So do I have any trades coming in? So yeah, if I want to speed up a trade, I can just go to the legendary steed here, and I gotta buy one. I might want to reload this.
Slow.
Refresh fixes everything.
Keep calm and refresh.
I think it's more my internet connection trying to keep up than anything.
We really need to get T-shirts that say that Crown of the Gods on the front and keep calm and refresh on the back.
So yeah, if you use the trade speed up, then you get a drop-down list of all of the trades that are coming into your city.
Love it.
And then you can choose one, and it can tell you what time it's, the original time, and then it tells you the new arrival time. If the new arrival time is slower than the item, is sooner than what the item would bring it back, it comes back instantly. And then you use the item, and the trade will return whenever it says that it's going to return, or instantly.
Very cool.
And it works also for reinforcements. So,
Yay!
what else did I add? I think that's it for the items that weren't working. Oh, the reinforcements, the ships. I did all of the moonstone ones, or the teleport stone. What are we calling those?
Portal stones.
Portal stones. Yep. So the portal
Yes.
stones work. And they actually show in the tooltip.
Yay!
If the tooltip
Yeah.
And the
tip shows up.
charisma tooltip.
Yeah, we're kind of mid kind of tooltip redo today. So if you look at the gold tooltip or anything to the left of it, I think you should be able to see the new tooltip style as well.
I might reload this. I think I will.
Poor Gordy.
Okay.
I blame 80.
Definitely.
Of course. Always my fault. Though it hasn't been my fault for a while.
Well,
Last thing we were still blaming Ketzel for something.
Ketzel tells you
That's-
to do whatever it is that you broke. Sorry about that, guys. I had to
And my
Yay.
mic kind of works.
shift some stuff around and close some applications and restart them because Skype and streaming and the game all were just taking way too much on my laptop. I blame Skype, the evil Microsoft corporation, who not only ruined Windows operating system, but as well as Skype.
Well, it seems to be running a little bit faster there now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
everything's running a lot better now. So what was I showing? I was showing the tooltips for the new tooltips that Al was making, which should show here.
It's only gold and left of gold. I've really only done about 6 because I was stumped with gold for a while.
Oh, it's kind of one of those things where you get one working and then, you know.
Everything else breaks. Yep.
No, well, there it goes. So this is the new tooltips that Al is putting in, which I think are much nicer, and you can put pictures in them and stuff. So
And they don't stick or blink or anything.
Yay!
the blinking was a feature.
Yes, that's a good feature.
And if I could get the other tooltips, it looks like the other tooltips broke. Well, so work in progress.
They shouldn't have. They were working for me earlier. Maybe it's a lag or something. Well, anyway.
Oh well. Another thing that Ala has been working on is something I'm sure that all of you are excitedly waiting for. But it is the rating tool, which is titled.
Yes. Gordy made me change the size of the window, and I wasn't happy about it, so I made a new window and named it.
It looks really good now.
Yeah, maybe to you. I thought it looked better the way it was.
The inner window shows a lot more options. So if you want to add raids, then it shows the troops in the city, and you can select the count.
That's the only one that works. But yes.
Yes, it's all in the design phase, but just wanted to show people the current
But yes, I think
design.
it's looking good.
Yeah, I think it looks, not clunky anymore.
Well, that's good.
It was quite clunky before.
Yes, this is a much more streamlined version of our original draft.
So it's got all the
Very well.
options, which should make raiding easier. And then there's also idle units, which we haven't, actually populated yet. Still kind of got to get the design down first, and then you can populate
Yeah,
things.
I haven't looked at that yet. So
But that's something that's, in the works.
yeah.
I think we did something else. The rankings, I did this like 15 minutes ago, so if it doesn't work, it's not my fault.
I think it works. It worked for me anyway. So
No, there it goes. If you click the rankings, it will highlight your name and it scrolls to where your name is. So it
Nice.
centers on your rank.
very cool.
Lovely.
And it should do that it doesn't do that the scroll thing, but it highlights pretty much on every tab. So it just, highlights your alliance, you know, it highlights you on combat and things like that. So it should make it easier for people to find themselves.
Yeah.
I'll go in and make the rest of them scroll to your name, so you know, kind of centers on the name when you open up reports or rankings.
Sweet.
And also, I think I did show reports, but I didn't show that we now have the item pictures.
Lovely.
As you can tell, I've been raiding a lot, trying to mess with the dungeon design. I
Very
redid
cool.
this, so now it doesn't say epic creature anymore. It actually says the name of the boss, and also has a little picture of the item that you gained. So that's all been reworked and is working well now.
Awesome.
I also put in the scout towers. Now show the correct timeout, so your spotted time goes by your scout towers. So if you have an attack incoming,
Sentinel towers.
Your sentinel towers.
Yes. Isn't it Sentinel? Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if your sentinel towers time is less than the incoming time, you won't see them until it gets into range.
Awesome.
They actually, not to be the grammar Nazi, but they're actually sentinel posts.
Oh, sorry.
Gee,
I'm so ashamed.
You should be.
No.
I'm really disappointed.
You were calling them scout towers.
Yeah, but I've got low expectations of my ability to call things the right names.
That's true.
So yeah, now the sentinel post worked properly, which was something I think that people were asking about. Also, I fixed the incoming Stewart siege showing on the outgoing and things like that. So I've done a lot of work to
Senator.
Senator. See, you guys can't keep switching the names around on me.
Who was it that wanted the name switched from Stewart to Senator? Can you remember who that was?
It's somebody who's brilliant.
I can't remember who that could be.
I can tell you it was a brilliant, brilliant man.
so not Gordy then?
No,
No, I think that
definitely
is
not.
Gordy.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Let me see if I can
What
get
else
the,
have we done?
There it goes. As everybody can see, I just used the item on the carts, and it went from you know, arriving at 1629 to now it's returning because it was instant sped up. So those items are working.
Lovely.
Great.
City names in region view, is that going to be possible before beta or no?
Oh yeah, I can do that. I forgot, but yeah, that's
Cool.
actually pretty easy to do. It's like
It is
one
on our bug list, but it's further down. It's in like priority 4 or 5 or something. So
yeah, I'll do
yeah,
that,
we'll get there.
today, if I remember.
Cool. Yeah.
So
I think
that's more convenient stuff.
Yeah, and you know, pretty much that's the last, you know, the items and, you know, all the reports and the city groups are kind of like the last pieces of, you know, everything that needed to be hooked up. So we've pretty much got it all done.
The
now.
Alliance info page, I think, is the last thing then.
Yeah, that's. I meant for, you know, kind of what we're doing for the first beta.
Yes, that's true. Maybe getting player names hooked up in chat so you can like make someone's player name linkable. But anyway, we'll see
Player
what-
names are linkable in chat, aren't they? Oh, you mean when somebody
Player-
posts another player's name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
within
I don't know
little
if that
player
would be
tags.
possible. Oh, you'd have to, yeah, put it in tags. You can do that.
Yeah, in tags. I mean.
The betas, I believe, we are good to go for the 23rd.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I've slammed through a lot of the bugs. got a lot of things fixed up. So, you know, I think that the 23rd is, you know, we'll do some closed test groups in the next, you know, couple days here. You know, probably Monday through Wednesday do closed test groups, and then after Wednesday, just, you know, spend a couple more days cleaning it up, and then we should be good. You know, I think that we're ready and everything's set up. We are going to keep the parameters the same as, you know, we advertised, just because of the, you know, kind of the price tag on the closed betas, or the first beta, and the fact that nobody got extra keys with any donations makes it so that an alliance play is would make it unfair to people who could spend more money, whereas in, you know, the second one, there's enough second keys out there that people can fill up their alliances. So it's kind of the reason for sticking with that. No, we will not expand the first beta to the second beta key holders, because that's not fair to the people who, you know, spent extra on the first beta keys. So it will kind of just go on just as we had said from the beginning. It'll be a, you know, a score competition, with, you know, certain and different than normal game attributes being saved to your, you know, player history with your crown. So instead of, you know, the normal things of donated this much to a temple or things like that, you know, we'll pick out some other stats to put in, like, you know, amount plundered, you know, things like that. So it'll truly be a unique crown, because not only will it be different in appearance, but it will also be different in the attributes that are posted in it. I did look into a lot of the combat system and fixed up a lot of it. So
Excellent.
Yeah, there's been a lot
good
of
to go.
changes and tweaking this week.
I also fixed the senator death rate. So
Oh, good.
he's no longer made of glass and does not die as easily.
Woohoo.
Sweet.
So
I think Ninja asked a
They're
little while
still
ago.
killable. They're still killable. They're just not made of paper anymore.
They're just regular people now.
there's just an issue with the way that they were being calculated, which didn't go well for a singular troop with low stats. So I changed it around a little bit. So now they should be, you know, absolutely perfect. As you can see, I haven't reset everybody either. So this is how we will be starting the first beta. Which I am just joking. But I left it this way so when we do our closed testing, the people that come in for closed testing will have, you know, their accounts kind of in line to test some of the higher up features, which is
Yeah.
more what we need than the, you know, starting out features. Kind of sucks to have everybody come in and spend a whole day starting out, you know, when we need them to test a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if everybody saw this last time, but I did put in the amount of, let me see if I can put it up here. You can put a count in. So if you set up a raid, it automatically calculates a drop down. Or should.
Uh-oh.
And
Seems
as I
low.
say something, it doesn't.
Did you break it again, Gordy?
I did. Apparently I broke it.
Damn it, Gordy.
Anyways, you'll just have to take my word on it that there is a drop down that shows up. It's magic.
Yeah, totally magic.
It gives you the, you know, account that you can send. Oh, maybe it's because that dungeon's already dead. That is doing it.
Oh, that could be. Placel asks about the War Counselor. Currently, he has either attack now or else arrival time. Is there plans for a departure time?
Yeah, I can put in departure time. Arrival time was the bigger one at the moment. You know, but now that we've got arrival time pretty set, it's pretty easy to put in departure time. Or, yeah, departure time.
Cool.
I think we already have that
Departure
in
time
there.
is nice for defense. If you're sending defense to somebody for reinforcement.
I think departure time's good for if you want to send something for when something is coming back.
Or that.
You know, if you're
Like,
sending an attack and you want to send out another attack the second that your troops get back, you know.
Right, that's another one. Like if you find somebody that's, gone missing and you can just farm their hubs or whatever. But the other thing is like if you have troops out on raid, you bring them all home to send defense somewhere, and you can schedule their departure time for when they get home from the raid.
You can do that too. I should be able to do that for trades as well. I'm not sure if we have that set up, or was it trades or reinforcements? Reinforcements, I'm thinking. So reinforcements will put departure time in as well.
Cool.
And I'm glad to know that the War Counselor did work well. I had spent a lot of time making sure that one was working, because JavaScript is just a pain in the ass when it comes to time. So I pretty much put all of the timing onto the server, so that way everybody's working off a standardized time. Yeah, I think we will allow people to reinforce other people in the first beta. Then again, turning that off would make it fairer to the individual that's not an alliance. So I'm not sure actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think
I think originally we had planned.
Yeah, I think it's just free for all for yourself.
Yeah, I think
battle.
I think you won't be able to send trades or reinforcements to anybody besides yourself.
I think,
I
yeah,
think
that
that's
would
the
be
fair way to do it, because then the people that are in alliances that are bigger will have an advantage over somebody who's just a singular. So you kind of want to
Yeah.
make it fair for the parameters. If it was an alliance competition, then yeah, I'd open it up. But since it's an individual competition, it should be on your own kind of merit and not how many friends you have.
Right.
True.
Or don't have, which can hurt you as well.
Now the second beta is where it's all about alliances.
Yeah, the second beta is all about alliances. I'm going to open up everything. So, you can send it to anybody. You can reinforce anybody in your alliance, out of your alliance. It'll be more like standardized rules. It's just for the individual competition. It can't be like that. So.
Now here's another question I got: is there going to be night protection during the betas?
No, we talked about that last time. Or I talked about it on an optics show, I believe, if anybody listened to that. Because we only have one server, and people are playing from all over the world, there's no fair way to do a night protection. So for the betas, while we only have one server, I'm just going to keep night protection off. It's going to kind of be more of a free-for-all, be on as much as you can kind of thing, just because no matter what time I set it to, it'd be bad for somebody. And so that's
Right.
Again, as I'm always saying, fairness is my number one thing. So it's that's the only fair way I can think of. If anybody has any better ideas on how to do night protection, that suits everybody in every time zone, I'm all ears. But I can't think of one. Unless you do like a small 6-hour one on Hawaii time, or you just kind of screw over the people in China and Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. The title advancements, is that system going to get changed before betas?
Yeah, I'm going to put the castles in for the title advancements. But they're at the same levels. It's just, everybody's earning res at a 10 times rate, which kind of is by design. So we want people to TA faster during the betas, or else it'd be slow as shit. So
So it's still going to be sped up by 10, right?
yeah, it is. It's going to be sped up. But now that the counselors are all working well, it shouldn't be as much of a time sink. But at the same time, it is faster, so people are going to have to spend more time on it than they normally would. But, if I didn't speed it up, it'd be, the first beta would be so slow, it'd be ridiculous. People would have their second cities after 4 or 5 days. And then it's a 2-in competition, and people would have 3 or 4 cities at the most.
Yeah, it doesn't get very interesting.
No, so it's a lot more fun if people can build up quickly, in the 2-week period, and actually fight each other and, smash each other's stuff. I'm gonna have to think of some way to tweak the castle bonus, because, with the amount of res that are incoming, the TAs are so cheap that, nobody's gonna want a castle for that bonus, whereas in the normal game, you would castle, or you'd wait another, 3 days to build up the resources to get that TA. So maybe what I'll do is I will, for the TAs that involve a castle, so like every 3rd one or 4th one, make the resource amount 10 times what it normally would be. So that way it kind of evens out where people have to build the castle for the TA, or they have to wait for 10 times the resources.
Maybe not 10 times, but yeah.
Well, it's 10 times the amount of...
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
okay.
it'd be this. You have to stay on the same scale. If you
True.
did it, 5 times, then it'd still be twice as fast. Also,
Marcel says that everybody voted and no more business trips until February of 2017.
yeah, I'm taking another one at the beginning of June, but you guys will be fine without me.
If we could do it last time, we can do it again.
I know you guys can't tell with my Gordy mode number of resources, but I did go in and fix the resource accumulation rates. So now they're more on par with what they should be, and the different buildings should give the bonuses the proper way that they should. So they're not all
Excellent.
lumped together in one big bonus pile. They're all individual bonuses. So the having the actual resource building will bump it up higher than having the fields, or not having it at all. Same with cottages.
Cabins.
Cabins, yes. Oh, I was close. They both start with a C.
Are you gonna punish me with another macro?
You don't even know the macros I'm gonna make.
Glassell
No
asks
portals
for
in
the
Beta
upcoming
1.
round. Our portal is going to be a part of Beta 1.
Yes.
Isn't Beta 1 going to be all on one continent? Didn't we discuss that?
Oh, maybe we did. Yes, but there will be portals. It's just
Somehow.
everybody's going to be on the same continent anyways. So feel free to farm the non-existent people on C23. So I guess that's a no. There's really no need for the portals.
Maybe in Beta 2.
Yeah, and I might underestimate the speed that people are growing. Because people grow pretty fast in the 1 week. So in 2 weeks, I might have to open up a second continent.
True. That's
So,
true.
If that's the case, then yes, portals will happen, and they will happen at a 10-time rate, since everything is 10 times. So
Oh my god.
there will be
For like every
lots
3 days.
lots of portals. Probably more like every 24 hours, but then since travel times are sped up, maybe make them like a 5-hour opening or something.
Oh god. That would be a nightmare.
And as you can see, the trade counselor stopped at 50% of my total carts, like directed. So that is
Cool.
the trade counselor is working really well. And as you can tell, I haven't switched to City 2, so it is still sending resources from 2, even though I haven't switched to it. So it works when you're offline.
Sweet. Perfect.
Now, if you run low on carts, you're not going to get the hundreds of zero ship
Nope.
trade commands, right?
No, as a big
Excellent.
sufferer of zero ships in the last alpha, I can confirm that I haven't had any zero ship problems since Gordy fixed it.
Nope. The zero ships is fixed. It's a lot lighter. I think I condensed it from like 4,000 lines of code. Now it's down to like 750.
Very nice.
So it makes it a lot easier for me to make sure that like quality check it. It also runs quite a bit faster. So
Perfect.
and I'm running it in 10 parallel scripts, so it could cover enough people. I think I got it down to 4 milliseconds a run, so should make a like a 5-minute loop time sufficient. And then it works instantly from whatever city you're in as well. So I made it so that you get instant feedback on your trade counselor. So if you're in the city, the trade counselor starts working immediately, just so that you don't set it and then have to wait 4 minutes and 50 seconds to see if it actually took effect. So I thought that was that would help people not get flustered saying it wasn't working without giving it the chance to run.
Now, is overflow resources being refined without having to click refine?
Yes, unless you have it turned off. If you have it turned off, then it does nothing. It won't refine resources. But if you have it set to send to somewhere and you don't have the carts and it goes up to a certain limit of your total capacity, it refines everything. So not everything, but it refines down to like a 5% of your total capacity. So you'll always have that 5% buffer of total capacity.
And the one other thing that the trade counselor was doing was sending instant trades.
That should be fixed now.
That is fixed.
I think. Yeah.
Unless you want to use items on them.
Good to hear. So you've been busy bees.
Yes, we have. I also fixed some other stuff like the titles. Somebody was having an issue where their titles were jumping down to 0, and they thought they should be on the next round. But really, what it was if you were like a level 1, it just wasn't showing the 1 correctly. So you were actually being able to use the same title. But I fixed that, so the items and the rankings and the titles should all work correctly.
Yay!
Perfect. Yay.
Sounds great.
All of the researches, I also went through and make sure that they all work. So everything, from all the combat strengths and things that weren't working before, they all work. I think the correct spelling of counselor is with 2 L's.
It is. That's the correct way. But every time you put it in, if you're using the your keyboard in American English, it will underline it in red and tell you it's spelled wrong. I want you to use 1 L. So, and either way is actually literally correct. It's just different spellings for different areas of the world.
Okay, well, we are not using the English spelling because it's wrong, and they like to add extra letters with no reason whatsoever.
Although it does come from the Latin, which is seeing as we're making a Roman game reasonably accurate. Historical accuracy, Gordy. Historical accuracy.
No, we need to change it. Change them all. Good catch,
Then we have to
American
edit
and
all this
busy
stuff
kid.
down.
Troops returning from being reinforcements. They're not getting stuck and lost and hit when they're traveling and that kind of stuff anymore, right?
Nope, I fixed that and I made sure. That's something we'll test in the closed, test. But I did get in there and fix all that up as well. So,
Excellent.
and the reinforcement reports is something that I need to get a few of and fix tonight. So those are my last reports, I believe, that I need to fix up. There's still a whole bunch that I have to add, but those are the ones that show and aren't working. Let me see if I can pull up one of the. Here's one of the ones that with the raid cancel one, I would like to actually put in a little line that says how many troops you had when it canceled. So that way people can see, oh, I only had this many troops in my city and it was supposed to send out this much. I have one in here somewhere.
Oh, I see. Yeah, cool.
It's not in there yet, but that's something that I wanted to add in.
Yeah, good thinking.
And the travel times, are they reflecting in the command for the and in the pop-up window the correct times to reflect the bonuses now, or?
Yeah, I'll make sure to fix
That
that.
was
I just need to
excellent.
change the formula in the front end to match the back end. So I will fix that.
Cool.
Let's see if I can open up one of the abandoned ones. So, yep, there's an abandoned one, and I just showed a canceled one, so it does show, the troops that are returned and all that good stuff. I did also check out the number of troops dying on dungeon attacks and fix those up as well. So
Excellent.
we have been busy getting through everything.
Yeah,
Good
we have
stuff.
a list that we're whittling down. It was like 3 pages when we started. It's like a page and a half now. So, and it's all kind of little things, kind of just like little graphic things, pretty much left now. So
Yeah, and all these new tooltips would be cool too, because no more blinking.
no more blinking.
I do need to set up the food warning system.
Oh yeah.
I just remembered that one. But other
I
than
don't
that,
think it opens.
no, I don't think it opens either. Oh, it might actually. Yeah, it does. I just didn't click
Just
it.
slow. Oh, okay.
I was hovering. So I'll hook that up.
Sweet.
Excellent. Are they going to be eating during the betas?
Yes.
And starving as intended if they aren't fed?
Yes.
Excellent.
That's actually all going to be worked into the same system. So, the trade counselor is going to be connected to the food and as well as the eating, because it's the only script I have that runs through every city. So,
Glesso, what do you mean by information boxes on dungeons in other cities?
I think he means tooltips on Region View.
no, I took those out for a reason, and it's because it's my spastic attempt to lower memory usage. So, for now, there's not going to be actual tooltips. We'll make it eventually where you can right-click it and get information the same as you can left-click it. And have like a little box that has the same kind of options and little, information things. But I don't think that I'm going to ever bring back because in order to do the hover, you have to store the information. And I'm trying not to store that large amount of regional data information like I was before. Because, if you're storing that information, that means that it's increasing the memory use on somebody's computer. The city attacked by Alliance, I think that I had working on the last one. It just kind of duplicates reports, doesn't it?
I think some people were having issues where when they clicked on their My City button, the information, like all of the reports that they got there, was like everything from their whole alliance, like every city that anyone in their alliance had attacked. It wasn't specific to that particular coordinate.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were seeing a lot more than they should have been able to see.
Well, technically, they'd have been able to see it anyway if they went around clicking on anything on region view. It's just that it should only be seeing, because it was like stuff that people in their alliance had been doing anyway. So like they would have been able to see it, but they shouldn't be able to see it in like their own city box. It's wrong for it to be displayed there.
Okay, so it's, I see what,
Right.
it's showing attacks and not incoming attacks.
Yeah, it's showing all attacks and not incoming attacks. Yeah,
Okay, so it
Or
only needs to
all
show
alliance
incoming attacks.
on that city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I can do that.
Sounds great.
That was almost my city
So-
right there.
There was one more thing is when you have reinforcements in someone else's city, you should get a shared report if they get hit that shows how many troops you lost.
Yeah, I did have that set up before,
Disappeared into the ether somewhere.
so I need to, because that was one of the things I did before the last alpha, and I guess it didn't work correctly, so I'm going to do some testing tonight where I support and get a couple support reports and make sure that they're working. But that is in there, it's just for some reason it's not showing correctly. Because you remember, Ella, I was testing it with you and had the, we were arguing
Yeah, it
over
was working.
what we were going to have the title.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sounds great.
as you can tell, we work very fast and are very busy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gotten a lot done this week.
Yeah.
A lot, yes. Tons of stuff. That's great.
Still some more to do, but most of the features that we need are in there. And then we can start focusing on the alliances and the temples. We are working through different designs for the temple buildings, which we probably need relatively soon.
Getting there.
Because it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to program without the actual graphics. Although I could put some templates in the meantime, like I did before. Just so I can
Good.
start coding around
Well,
it.
I think we're nearly there.
My intent was always that, once we get the game kind of stable and the first beta going, then I can dig down and work on the blessings and things like that, which shouldn't be that difficult. If I think about all the systems that I put in, it's just another system.
Yeah.
I did fix the water bosses because, I was gone for the week, and then I came back and I realized that there's like 5,000 water bosses.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, there's
Like
another one.
Army.
Are the Siren's Cove's going to be working?
yes,
Excellent.
I think, did you fix those already?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Very
And the
good.
Tritons, the water bosses, weren't giving res or actually showing in the report as Tritons. They were showing as the GM Gordy boss.
Well,
Or sometimes the old female water boss. is also supposed to-
everybody wants to be me. What can I say? So, yeah, I'll make sure those work.
Cool.
I need to make some ships or
Excellent.
something.
Mafia is asking about enlightenments and how they'll work. It's blessings, right?
Blessings. Yeah, they're going to work pretty similar to other games that won't be mentioned, but not exactly the same. Some of the things that were in there were kind of bullshit. So that is the goal, is to use and fix the bullshit. So
That's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did fix the fact that you could attack them with land troops.
Yay! Awesome. I can't remember any other bugs. He wants to know on how castles are being picked. Is it still going to be based on the highest score gets the highest chance?
Yeah, it's going to be similar, and it's not going to be something that I disclose. It's going to be something that everybody has to figure out. You know, while people, you know, already know a lot of the mechanics, it's fun to, you know, have things that are a little different and let you guys figure them out, and not just publish everything. Just because, you know, that's part of the game is, you know, knowledge accumulation and number crunching and figuring things out. So it will be similar, but it's not going to be the exact same, and it's not going to be disclosed. So you guys will have to kind of figure out how everything works.
Cool.
You got to just relearn the secrets. You got to learn all the new secrets now. That's part of the fun, guys.
Yeah,
It works for me too, Kat.
I think it makes it more exciting, and then people can write guides about things, and you know. Yeah, I would like to implement some tools for it too, like the you know, in-game palace selector kind of tools and things, or temple selectors and, you know, enlightenment chants kind of things. I always found those useful.
Yeah.
You know, which is another thing I'd like to add for the trade counselor too, is like a little drop down where you can save, you know, past templates or something. So if you're running through a bunch of cities, you can, you know, just select from the drop down and it automatically populates your trade counselor to send, you know, to your hub. So if you have a hub on C22 and you want to run through all your cities and make sure that they all, you know, send at the same amounts to C22 hub, then you just have to click that drop down.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
Ninja Chicken, you got evolution a little bit backwards there. Sorry.
Dragon eggs. No dragon eggs.
we will be adding dragon eggs this week.
Oh, jeez.
Along with all those other useless items.
Their drop rate for bosses will be 75% of hits from bosses will drop dragon eggs, and they do absolutely nothing.
But the graphics are really pretty.
They are really pretty.
And if that's not what matters, I don't know what does.
And historically accurate.
Yes,
Because-
historically accurate.
Oh yes, the
Romans-
historical dragon's eggs of the Roman era are
Yes.
well known.
Yes, the Romans loved collecting dragon eggs.
Well, that's what the aqueducts were for. They were actually for watering dragons.
There you
Yes.
go.
Watering dragons.
They're not a plant.
They are a plant.
They still have to drink water.
I don't think so.
Ninja, I think dragon eggs were after your time. They were on the later worlds.
They were only around for like half of a server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were around from like the world 80s onwards.
Right, but then they
It-
dropped
it
the items,
wasn't
but they
too-
didn't drop the extra item that you needed, so you could still get the eggs, but you couldn't get the second item you need to activate the eggs.
Oh, the lair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, eggs of the gods.
Beta 2, will that start in approximately 5 weeks after the first one begins?
I don't think it's going to
Or
be 5
4.
weeks. You know, that really depends on, you know, testing. So we need to test out the, you know, blessing system and the enlightenments and all that, or blessings and, you know, the palace buildings or temple buildings. So-
Blessings, temple buildings, and loyalty.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
get your language right.
so that's, you know, I'm going to try to start implementing that stuff during the first beta, and then we can test it like the week after the first beta, and see if, you know, it's working well. I'm not going to say it's definitely 2 weeks, but that's certainly what I'm going to shoot for. As you can see, we get a lot done in a small amount of time. You know, it's funny, sometimes I hear about development teams and, you know, that have 20, 30 people, and it takes them, you know, 6 months to do something. And, we get more done, between the two of us in a week than they do in 6 months, and they've got 20 professional, programmers. So I think there's a big thing about, working with less people is actually kind of faster than working with a big group of people who have to worry about, who's in what document and who did this and where does this connected and,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be really frustrating. So anyway, it is 5 o'clock. If we want to start wrapping up, Gordy.
Sure. If anybody else has any questions, I got a couple extra minutes. We can answer them before we go, since this is the last stream before the beta. So it's the best time to ask questions, since I'm not typically on forums.
Oh, it is. How exciting.
Yeah, I think that the first beta is going to be fun, even though it's something that we've done. I think the fact that it's going to be the first ever crown, and the point that it's only 3 people will ever have this crown. That's huge bragging rights. So I think that competition.
It would be so cool to have one of those crowns. Yeah.
Like, I wish that I could get one. I could just give myself one. But I think it will be fun.
Definitely.
The beta 1 parameters pretty much the same as alpha, but no reinforcements.
Yeah, no reinforcements, no trades. Everything at the same speeds that they've kind of been. You can be in alliances, but they won't do anything, so you can attack your. Yes, alpha testers will get a not a crown, but more of like a medal or
something.
Token. Something that's not exactly a crown, but just kind of something that says I was an alpha tester.
Yeah.
So you'll have that on your achievements. No, it's not going to be a Castles World. It's going to be a biggest score, and we were actually thinking about giving a bonus to the score of castles. So that way, if you had a castle in your city, you would get a bigger bonus in your score than you actually would. So maybe like everything, 25% more of the buildings in your city if you have a castle. Because then it would cause people to castle more instead of everybody just trying to build res cities and it being boring as shit. So that's something to think about as well. But, we'll send out an email and post it on the site and things like that with all of the confirmed parameters probably in the next day or two. As well as send out an email blast to all the first beta key holders to make sure that they know when it's happening.
And yeah, the official start date.
Force castles is a little bit too much.
Yeah, I don't want to force castles, but I do want people to castle. And if, resource cities are generally higher score than troop cities. So you kind of need to even that out since it's a score competition on the. But at the same time,
a training arena castle is going to be shit for score.
Right. But then at the same time, you're bringing in more resources from raiding. So.
Right.
But, it does kind of get boring when only a few people castle, and it's kind of hard to have the beta competition, as a attacking as well as a score building. So you want people to smash other people's castles in order to, increase or decrease their scores.
Yes, blacksmith cities.
Yeah.
I did notice that a couple of these special square cities, people were really smart about building them, as they actually made them, complete blacksmith cities.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me see if I can go and find one here. Because I know that POG was doing it. can't remember what continent.
Yeah,
they're on.
Shipyards is another good one for score.
I think it might have been on 32. Let me see if I can find a special square around here. So slow.
32 Northeast. Class says.
Here's one. We'll pick on Barbie. Although I don't think it wants to load for me. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, all blacksmiths.
Gordy can spy on everything, Soft.
Yeah, I put this in when I had to go around fixing people's cities when we had, bugs and issues and things. So, now that I remember, another thing that I did was, I don't know how annoying this was to everybody else, but for me it was pretty annoying, where when you would go into your city, ever since we created the expander, it wasn't centered on the city. So I did make it now so that whenever you go into a city, it automatically centers, no matter what size your screen is or what size anything is, it automatically centers the city on the open window. So as everybody can see, when I started here, it put the basilica directly in the middle of my screen. What was the other one that I did on that?
The cities in region view?
No, there was another thing that I had done in there with the actual view of things. Anyways, that was one thing that was
that you added
bothering me
more
to put in.
backspace? I don't know.
I did add more blackspace as well.
Yes, you did.
In region view, are we gonna have the marker, the little circle you were talking about for the building
That's a
move
good idea.
to
I'll add that to the list. Where is my list?
plop onto the city view to let you, or region view to let you know what city you're in?
Yeah, I can add that in.
Excellent.
So
That would be another big, huge help.
I can do that.
Or whatever coordinates you're clicked on, that would be a nice one too.
Well, there's already something there for whatever coordinates you're clicked on.
Is there?
Uh-huh. There's always been.
There-
There's a...
There wasn't for me.
you don't get a yellow box?
Nope.
Really?
Not
No,
well, like
like if you click on coordinates in chat and it goes right to those coordinates, you don't get the yellow box.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you type them in and hit go, you don't get the yellow box.
Okay.
You actually have to search out which set of coordinates you just went to.
Okay, I can do that.
Cool.
More squares to the cities? No. They're set. They are what they are. But I think that's all I did this week. Sounds about right.
Oh.
I've added those two things to our little bug list, so we remember.
Okay.
Yay.
So yeah, I'll get those in. The circle one's pretty easy to do.
Very cool.
So unless anybody else had any other questions about the first beta, just keep an eye out for the email and take a look on the site. We'll be posting it everywhere we can think of. Make sure that everybody sees the confirmed times and things like that, and also the parameters, so there's no surprises. And
It'll be on Tumblr and in the forums too.
cool. And we'll put it on the homepage as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with like a little countdown timer, or whatever I put in there. Either that, or we could just make David Koff sit there and spam it on the website,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess thank you all for tuning in, and we're excited that we're finally getting out of the alpha stage and into the beta stage.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of work, and you guys have been instrumental in helping us, find all of the bugs and the patience that you guys have put into dealing with glitchy shit. It's all paid off, and we've got the game very stable. We've got everything working well. We've got the counselors working well. We've got the items working well. Everything's kind of coming together, and it means that we can move forward and get on with the first beta and move on to the palaces or the temples and real servers where actually people can win and play crowns, and you're not gonna have to rebuild your city every week, which I bet is annoying as shit.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because I can guarantee as many times as any of you have built cities, I have built my account up 1,000 times more at least. I used to reset them every day.
I remember
times
having
a
to
day.
do that.
So thank you guys for watching the stream, and keep an eye out on your emails for announcements and closed testing announcements and things like that. We'll probably be sending those out either today or tomorrow. If you don't get an email, it's not because we don't like you. It's just because we don't need that many people, and we kind of use a criteria of who's testing the best, who's submitting the most reports and things like that. So it's
Oh
nothing
yeah,
personal.
that's one more thing. Hotkeys for the posts and traps.
Barricades.
Barricades.
Barricades. Yeah, I think that we already have
They
those
are
listed in there.
They
I
are
just need
in.
to-
They're just not working. We have them on the list with like the rest of the hotkeys, but they're not working.
Okay, I'll
So I
work on
guess we
those.
just need to look at them.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you, everyone, and I guess we'll see you next
Saturday.
week on the 23rd.
Yep.
Yeah, exciting.
And if you haven't, gotten your first beta keys, they're still up, and they're still, you're able to upgrade your second and third keys as well. If you haven't received your key and you donated, I will be going through the list before I send out the blast among first beta key holders, and before we start, just to make sure that everybody who has donated does get a key, and maybe some attempts to make sure that people have activated their keys if they haven't. So I will try my best to make sure that everybody has the same chance of getting in as everyone else. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next Saturday.
See you next Saturday, guys.
See ya.